Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wannan shine video namu na biyar a cikin wannan series da muke yi mai suna koyi CSS. Kamar yadda na faɗa, insha Allah zan yi bayani akan CSS tun daga farko har zuwa gwargwado abin da ya kamata a ce mutum ya sani a ciki. Idan ba za ku manta ba, video namu na ƙarshe mun tsaya a inda muka yi bayani kan CSS rules, inda muka ce CSS rules ya kunshi abubuwa guda biyu. Ya kunshi abin da ake kira selector, ya kunshi abin da ake kira declaration. Yau insha Allah za mu yi bayani cikakke kan ɗaya daga cikin CSS rules da muke da su, which is CSS selector. CSS selector. That's what we are going to discuss. Kamar yadda na faɗa insha Allah a previous video namu, na ce duk lokacin da kake da elements a cikin HTML, wanda wannan elements ɗin da za ka yi selecting ka yi wa kwalliya a cikin CSS, to su ake kira selector. That means ka yi selecting wannan elements ɗin. So akwai different types of selectors. So I'm going to show you how the selectors work and how to write selectors. So number one, what we are going to do is let's hover over our style.css so that as I'm mentioning the types of selectors, so say in dinga rubuta muku kuma yadda ake rubuta selector a CSS. Selector na farko da muke da shi ana kira ne universal selector. So I'm going to write it here, universal selector. This universal selector abun da yake yi shine duk lokacin da kai amfani da shi yana daukar duka abun da yake cikin HTML file naka, duka zai kawata su gaba ɗaya. Duka zai kawata su gaba ɗaya. Kamar misali yanzu kana so ka canza gaba ɗaya color in page ɗinka. So you use universal selector to change everything inside the page gaba ɗaya. Maybe kana so ka canza width, margin, height da sauransu na page naka gaba ɗaya na website ɗinka. So za ka yi amfani da universal selector. So shine amfani. Kana so ka canza font style na gaba ɗaya rubutun da a cikin website naka, za ka yi amfani da universal selector. Ya ake rubuta universal selector? Za ka rubuta star. Idan ka rubuta star sai ka sa curly brackets kamar yadda kuka ga na sa su haka. Haka ake rubuta selector a cikin CSS. So wannan asterisk da muka sa muna kiranta star, shi yasa na amfani da kalmar star saboda mutane su gane me nake nufi. This asterisk da muka yi amfani da shi is a word, is stand for universal. That means we selecting gaba ɗaya wannan page namu na HTML saboda in mun riga mun linkin nashi da wannan CSS namu. Don haka, for example, now if we link it, I already show you how to link it, so I'm just going to write it now so that everything will work the way we want it to be. So I will just say href equals to, then I say style.css, then I say relation equals to, then I'm just going to say style sheet. So I can say type if I want, then I say text /CSS, then I'll close it. So we already linked our HTML with this. So now if we put this asterisk and this curly brackets, that means we selected everything inside our word, inside our page. That is duk abun da yake nan ciki, duk abun da muka sani, it's going to affect it. If we change color, duka rubutun mu na website zai canza color. If we change everything, whatever we change, duk abun da muka canza zai affecting abun da yake cikin home.html now. That's number one type of selector da muke da shi, universal word selector. Number two, muna da type selector. Sorry, muna da type selector. Wannan type selector yana da alaka da elements in da kake so, elements in da kake so ka yi selected. Shi yana da alaka ne da elements. For example, mu different elements da muka yi. So wannan elements name in da zaka dauko kai ka sa anan shi ake ce ma type selector. For example, muna da h1, sai na rubuta h1, sai na sa curly brackets nawa. So wannan shi ake kira min type selector. So we have this h1, we have p, I can put p tag, we have image, I can put img like this. We have apart from image, what do we have again? A lot of tags. We have table. You see all the name of the tag elements da muka riga muka yi a cikin HTML. Dukansu idan ka dauko sunan guda ka saka anan, h6 ne, a ne, li ne, form ne, duk sunayen da muka yi na elements idan ka sa su anan shi ake ce ma type selector. Shi ake kira mi type selector. That's for type selector. Then number three, we have class selector. We have class what? Selector. Idan ba za ku mance ba lokacin da muka yi internal link, lokacin da muka yi internal link a cikin HTML, internal link, relative link da sauransu, lokacin da muka yi internal link a cikin HTML internal, mu yi amfani da ID, mu yi creating ID. So lokacin da muka yi creating ID, mu yi amfani da hash wurin sa ID. So wannan class ne, so I think I will do separate video shi ma yadda za ku creating ID da class duk da mun yi su. But now how do you select class in order for you to edit it, or to in order for you to customize class? How do you select class? You put full stop and you put the name of the class. Let's say name of the class is home, or let's say menu bar. That's the name of the class. So you put full stop and you put menu bar. That's the name of the class that you created. So this class ID, you create a class inside your HTML codes. After you create that class, then you use the name of the class to customize it inside your CSS. That's for what? Class. Then we have ID selector. This ID selector is like internal link da muka create an ID muka zo muka sa hash. Shima you use hash. Let's say the name of the ID is home. So we put home and you put the curly brackets like this. So this is what we call ID selector. You use hash, while class selector you use what? You use full stop. That is, you use a period. So the next selector we have now is child selector. Child selector. We have child selector. Wannan child selector in yana da alaƙa da elements da suke cikin wani tag. Elements da suke cikin wani tag. For example, link, list li ne. Sannan kuma cikin list sai mu sa wani element a cikin list. For example, sai mu sa a tag a cikin link kuma again. So if we want to select that a that is inside link, we are going to what? We are going to use child selector. We are going to say like this. We are going to write it like this. Li, then we put greater than, then we put a, as you can see here, then we put our what? Curly bracket. That means we select this. If you see this type of quotes at HTML, what it means is we are selecting a, and that a is under what? Li. That's what this child selector means. So we did this child selector. The next one that we are going to use, we also have descendant selector. Descendant selector. Sorry, let me make it descendant selector. So we also have this descendant selector. This descendant selector has to do shima with elements da kake so ka yi wa design iri guda, amma each and every element, they are independent. All the elements are independent. For example, ina da A, ina da P. A daban, paragraph ina ma daban, but I want to give them the same style da nake so in sa musu a CSS. All I need to write, I will just say P, A. I can add another H1. Then I will just put my what? My curly bracket. And this means the P, the A, and the what? The H1 are going to take what? Are going to take the same customization. The name of duka waɗannan idan na sa it's going to affect waɗannan selectors in the mentioning. So this is what this descendant selector means. I think this is where we stop with this selectors, because I don't want, there are many selectors, please. Akwai adjacent, which this adjacent ana amfani da su plus ne ake sawa. Different between them, the one and plus ne. Let me just write them, because I don't want akwai waɗanda ba za mu yi aiki da su. Adjacent selector. So su amfanin su misali in kana so kai targeting guda selectors in da they are very close, sannan kuma kana son ka daga wannan sai wannan ne, they are very close. So what you need to do, we call it adjacent selector, or you can say adjacent sibling selector. Sibling selector. So you can say, for example, P, maybe the tag that is very, because let me say something. If I say P now, if I say H1 for this, it means all the H1 that is inside this is going to take the effect of this. That's what this means. So everything that I selected here, anything related to it is going to have the same effect. So but this adjacent, for example, immediately after the P is A. So I just want to have that A to have the same customization with the P. So I'm going to add plus. So I will say plus A. Then I will just put it like this. So that this adjacent sibling selector. Then we have general sibling selector. So we have this general sibling selector. Sibling selector. Shi kuma bambanci ne da wannan, zaka sa P ne sai ka yi amfani da wannan sign in, then you just write your next abin da kake so kai amfani da shi, then ka rubuta, then sai ka rubuta next tag in da kake targeting, sibling in da kake targeting, then you just write, for example, A, then you put it like this. This means any P and any A that come immediately before the P is going to have the same customization that aka amfani da shi a cikin nan. So these are the types of selectors da muke da su a cikin CSS, but most of it we are not going to use. I'm not sure if we are going to use these two, but this one from this up till the end we are going to use them inside this tutorial that we are going to do inshallah. Kuma na nuna muku yanzu yadda ake rubuta selector, da aka rubuta suna, akwai different types of selector, what type of selector you are going to use, da sauransu. So this is what we are going to cover inside this video. Abunda mutum bai gane ba sai ya sake kallo, sai ya sake fahimtar abunda akai bayani akai. Da fatan Allah ka samu dace. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.